Hi, surprise! I'm reading to you tonight. I'm pinch hitting for Mr. Bauman, who is super busy today. So I'm reading to you one of my kids' favorite stories. It's called Do They Scare You? And it's Creepy Creatures. I promise this won't scare you. Do They Scare You by Sneed B. Collard III and illustrated by Kristin, Kest. Do they scare you? Earth is home to millions of different creatures. Some of them please us. Some frighten us. Others make us say, "Blech." Yet, no matter how we feel about it, each animal is special. At first, you might think this book is filled with scary, creepy creatures. But each animal's scary looks or habits serve a purpose. They allow the animal to live in its own special way and place. Are the animals in this book really scary? Turn the page to find out. Does that look scary to you? I think that looks scary. Let's see what it says. Sorry about that. Look at this one. Whoa. Sharks. Sharks don't cry, but they are sensitive. Sensitive eyes help them see in very bright and very dim light. Sharks can sense other animals moving in the water hundreds of feet away. Sharks are so sensitive that they can even feel tiny currents of electricity in the water. A shark's senses help make it a skilled hunter. This sand tiger shark eats mostly crabs and small fish. Sharks don't seem to like the taste of people very much. Thank goodness. People, on the other hand, eat millions of shark steaks each year. Maybe sharks should be afraid of us. He looks so big, doesn't he? But it says he's a sand shark. I think sand sharks are pretty small. And you see his teeth? Ooh, boy. Eesh. But now that you know a little bit more about sharks, he doesn't seem as scary. Pangolins. Pangolins? What's a pangolin? Oh, look at him. Pangolin. Pangolins are not leftover dinosaurs, even though they look like it, or funny-looking lizards. They are more like anteaters with scales. Like anteaters, they slurp up insects with their long, sticky tongues. A pangolin's scales protect it from the bites of insects and bigger animals. When it is scared, a pangolin rolls into a tight ball. Unrolling a pangolin is like peeling a rock. It is a rock. It is almost impossible. Can you imagine that guy all curled up like a rock? Uh-oh. Look at that. And that looks like it's in the house. Yikes. Tarantulas. Imagine watching TV with a tarantula. No. In some South American homes, pet tarantulas are allowed to walk around eating harmful insects and small animals. Tarantula venom is not usually dangerous to people. Tarantulas use their venom to kill and digest their prey. Without tarantulas and other spiders, we might soon be swimming in a sea of insects. I would not feel super comfortable having this guy walk around on the couch. Would you? But it is a good idea that he eats harmful insects. I wonder what kind of small animals they eat. The spotted hyena. Can you see that? Hyenas are night creatures, so that's why the picture is so dark. And I know a lot about hyenas from The Lion King. Spotted hyenas. Suddenly, the silence of the African night is broken by a horrible, high-pitched laugh. Hyenas are on the prowl. Like lions, hyenas live and hunt in groups. Hyenas may laugh around the dinner table, but there is nothing funny going on. Laughing is a hyena's way of talking. They use their laughing to talk to other hyenas in their family. They do seem like they laugh in The Lion King, don't they? But they don't seem super nice, do they? Piranha. Oh boy. Look at that. Yikes. Look at his teeth. Yikes. Yikes. A piranha that is being pulled out of the water may snap off a finger with its razor-sharp teeth. In the water, however, piranhas rarely attack anything larger than a frog. These South American fish think a tasty meal includes crabs, other fish, fruit, seeds, and even flowers. Did you know that? Only in myths and movies are piranhas always dangerous. Well, look at that thing that it wants to eat. That doesn't look super scary. Kind of looks like a grape, doesn't it? Maybe it is a grape. Bats. Oh my. Sometimes we get a bat in our attic and then it swoops down into the family room. It startles me. But they never go after us. Bats. Bats get their name, their bad name, from scary stories about imaginary creatures called vampires. There are vampire bats that drink the blood of cattle. Ugh. But even they are helpful. Doctors have been studying them to find a cure for people who have blood clots and heart attacks. Did you know that? That bats help with health? I did not know that. And I read this book a lot of times. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Bats are important because they help control insects. Another creature that helps with insects. Remember the tarantula? One bat can eat 600 mosquitoes in an hour. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. We would love to have bats around here eating 600 mosquitoes in the middle of the summer, wouldn't we? In Asia and Africa, giant fruit-eating bats called flying foxes spread the seeds of rainforest trees. Many night-flowering trees, bushes, and cactuses would die out without bats to pollinate them. Another creature that does pollination is the honeybee. This is fascinating reading, isn't it? Oh my. I'm not going to look at that picture yet. Look at this. Vultures. Whoops. Vultures. The vulture would never win a beauty contest, but it's very good garbage disposal. It eats animals that have died or been killed by others. A vulture can soar high up in the sky for hours. With its sharp eyes, they can spot a dead animal, and the bird swoops down for a meal. The vulture's bald head may look strange. Did you see that? Its bald head. See? No feathers on his head, but is very practical. Head feathers would get in the way when the vulture is eating a messy carcass. I am afraid what those vultures are eating. What do you think? Don't like that. Last weekend, I saw 16 vultures all perched in a tree. 16 of them. First we thought they were eagles because they were soaring like a giant bird, but it was not an eagle. Oh no, this is the page I don't want to read. I do not like snakes. I can't help it. I try to like them and I can't help it. This is a python. Pythons are the world's longest snake, sometimes over 30 feet long. That's really long. If you go to our church, I think the pews, I can't remember now. I think they're 20 feet or 40 feet long. So can you imagine a snake that's as long as one of the church pews? Wow. An adult python thinks a chicken, duck, or guinea pig is a nice snack, but it can go for months without eating at all. Pythons use their powerful muscles to hold their prey so tightly that it cannot breathe. A python can raise its body temperature by tightening its muscles as if it were shivering. This is how a female python keeps her eggs warm until they hatch. Wow. Doesn't really sound like a very not creepy life, especially if you're a guinea pig. But they do some good things, I guess. I remember this page when I was reading to my little boys. A moray eel. They also have teeth. Moray eels would make terrible movie stars. Terrible movie stars. Most hide shyly in rocks or coral reefs. Morays look like they're about to bite. They always look like that. But that's because they must keep their mouth open to breathe. A moray usually does not attack a diver unless he sticks his hand into the hole that the moray is in. The nearsighted moray apparently thinks the diver's hand looks like a little octopus, the moray's favorite meal. Well, that's not fair. So that's the lesson. Don't put your hand in any coral holes, and then a moray won't get you. This is one of my favorite pictures. The star-nosed mole. Look at his nose. That sure does look like a star, doesn't it? I have never seen one of these, but he is not very scary, is he? I don't think so. Star-nosed moles. You're not likely to meet a star-nosed mole unless you're underground. With its big front feet, the star-nosed mole swims through the soil. This one has just caught an earthworm. It doesn't have much use for eyes. Instead, the star-nosed mole finds its food with the 22 finger-like tentacles around its nose. Imagine learning to count with 22 fingers. Can you believe it? 22 tentacles. This worm would be great to use as bait for fishing, wouldn't it? This guy was on our cover. You know how I love looking at the picture that's on the cover. There he is. The Komodo Dragon. And here he is again. The Komodo Dragon. Does he scare you? Here, I'll hold it this way while I read. The Komodo Dragon, or auras, are the world's largest lizard. Auras grow to 10 feet long from snout to tail. Experts believe auras live as long as 50 years. That's actually almost as old as me. But no one is sure. There is no good way to tell an aura's age. And these lizards never hold birthday parties. An aura's enormous size lets it catch and eat everything from grasshoppers, believe it or not, to goats. Wow. Auras use their tongue to smell food, and their sense of smell is excellent. Don't worry, though. Auras usually run away when they smell a human being. And they will smell you only if you go to one of the 6 tiny islands in Indonesia where they live. So how long did it say? 10 feet. Wow, that's a pretty big lizard. 10 feet, that's like as big as a couch. Can you imagine? Electric ray. Wow. He kind of looks like a stingray. I've seen stingrays at the beach. Have you? Electric ray. Zap. Fish get a real charge out of an electric ray. This ray silently glides over a sleeping fish and then stuns it with a jolt of electricity. Afterward, the ray does a somersault over its stunned prey. A somersault. Its somersault is not a jump for joy. The somersault helps the ray swallow its meal. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you had to do a somersault at supper time? I don't think Mom and Dad would be happy about that at the table. Oops. At the table. So there he is. I would like to see a somersault. And then, ooh, what does that look like? Do you know? It's a scorpion. Scorpions are not friendly, but they will not attack you either. Many scorpions live in burrows that they dig with their claws, legs, and tail. Can you imagine digging with your tail? Once it moves into its burrow, a scorpion spends most of its time there. Underground, the scorpion is safe from the hot sun and from being eaten by birds, lizards, and other predators. A scorpion uses its stinger on its tail to protect itself from bigger animals and to paralyze the insects and spiders that it eats. Do you see its stinger? Right here. That one, this scorpion has babies on top of it, I think. They all look like baby scorpions, don't they? Don't want to touch that stinger. Ouch. We don't have scorpions around here. In fact, I don't think we have most of these things around here. The Tasmanian Devil. Have you ever heard of a Tasmanian Devil? There's one in the cartoons. Have you ever seen that? Doesn't look anything like that. Not the one in the cartoon. If you see a Tasmanian Devil with red ears, watch out. When it is cornered, this marsupial snorts, spits, screeches, and snarls like a huge monster. It's really just a shy, small animal with a pouch like a kangaroo. Can you believe it? Tasmanian devils eat mammals, birds, lizards, and insects. But they like to stay clean. There is nothing. After they eat, they wash their hands and give their faces a good scrubbing. There is nothing a Tasmanian devil likes better than taking a bath and then basking in the warm sun. That doesn't sound scary, does it? Aw, I think I wouldn't mind seeing a Tasmanian devil. The Portuguese Man-of-War. Whoa, that sounds like a scary name, right? The Man-of-War. Look at down here. Portuguese Man-of-War. Wherever the wind blows, the Portuguese Man-of-War sails along with it. The balloon-like sail of this jellyfish is filled with gas that keeps it afloat. The man-of-war uses its tentacles to sting and capture its prey. Yet one kind of fish never gets stung. It is called the Nomius, or the Portuguese man-of-war fish. The jellyfish is a floating fortress for the little fish, keeping it safe from hungry enemies. Well, that's super awesome. See this part up here? This is the thing that fills up with this gas, not gas for your car, different kind of gas. And then it floats along on top of the water. I've seen jellyfish at the beach, have you? Sometimes they sting, like those tentacles of the man-of-war. The giant squid. Oh boy. Giant squid. Sounds like he must be very big. Giant squid. Let's see how big. Oh my goodness. I forgot this part. It's as long as 2 school buses. So tonight we have heard about the Komodo Dragon that is as big as a couch. Then we heard about the we heard about the Komodo Dragon was as big as a couch. The python was as big as a pew. Maybe that's all. I thought there was something that was 20 feet. And the giant squid is as big as 2 school buses. Oh my goodness. Can you even imagine that? 2 school buses. And it has the eyes that are as big as a dinner plate. Oh my goodness. Its 8 arms and 2 tentacles grow right out of its head. Is the giant squid from another planet? Does sort of seem like that. No, but it does live thousands of feet deep in the ocean. The giant squid eats fish and smaller squids. To escape sperm whales and other enemies, the giant squid can squirt out a confusing cloud of black ink. Giant squids also respond to danger by changing their color in a flash. Scientists are studying squid nervous systems to help them learn how human nerves work. Look how big he is. It doesn't really show us the cloud of ink, but that is what he uses to confuse its prey. The gulper and the viper fish. Oh boy. Okay, so we've got the gulper fish and the viper fish. Let's see which one is which. I'm guessing this is the gulper fish. That's what I guess. I don't know. They both have pretty big mouths, don't they? Like the giant squid, gulpers and viperfish live deep in the ocean where it's very dark. That's not surprising. They attract their prey with lights on their bodies. When a curious creature comes close to the gulper's glowing tail, gulp, the animal is gulped right down. Okay, where's the one with the glowing tail? That one's this. Okay? The glowing tail. That's the gulper. So this must be the viperfish. With their huge jaws, gulpers and viperfish can swallow animals bigger than themselves. With a mouth that size, who needs a lunchbox? So I guess this is a viperfish, and that's the gulperfish. They're not the kind of fish that you would see at the beach because they live deep, deep down where it's dark. Good enough. The Goliath Beetle. I have seen him. I think they have Goliath Beetles also in The Lion King and in A Bug's Life. Have you ever seen that movie? Goliath Beetles. I'm not afraid of Goliath Beetles. Are you? It's a can opener. It's an armored car. No, it's a Goliath Beetle. Over 6 inches long, Goliath. 6 inches! That's like that long. From here to here. That is a pretty big bug. Over 6 inches long, Goliath beetles look as if they could never get off the ground. Yet, their wings are larger than a sparrow. You know a sparrow at the bird feeder? They are good flyers, and they make loud whirring noise as they zip by. In Africa, children spend hours playing with these huge insects. 6 inches. That's a pretty big insect. I can imagine that you could really play with such a thing. It's bigger than a matchbox. Leeches. Yuck. Leeches. Leeches are not the heroes of any story, but they are not the bad guys either. These distant cousins of the earthworm, we read about earthworms, they live in swampy places. Some leeches suck blood, but leech bites don't hurt. That's because leeches make painkillers so animals won't know that they've been bitten. Doctors use these painkillers and many other leechy chemicals to help sick people get better. They're not very pretty though, are they? Yuck. I remember walking in a swampy area, and when I was finished, I had a leech on my foot. I had to take it off. Didn't hurt. Warthogs. I think they are also, oh yes, they're also in The Lion King, right? The warthog. Pumbaa and Timon. Which one is the warthog? I think Pumbaa. Warthogs are one of the most unpredictable animals on the African plains. Usually, they are peaceful. They spend up to half of their day kneeling down to get close enough to the ground to munch grass. When they get startled or frightened, however, they will charge at their enemies and slash at them with their long canine teeth. Sharp teeth, speed, and a bad reputation are their defenses against wild dogs, lions, and leopards. Wow. No one knows why warthogs have those strange growths or warts. They probably protect the warthog's eyes and jaws during a fight. Yeah, see those warts? They're not very attractive looking, are they? They do look sort of scary, although the babies don't look too bad. The little ones don't look too bad. They do kind of look cute. And the one in Lion King is very nice. spider crabs. Yikes. Spider crab. Spider crab looks like a spider gone wild. It scuttles over the sea floor on its 5 pairs of legs. I have trouble walking on 2 legs sometimes. The spider crab's extra long front legs have pinchers for grabbing shellfish and plants to eat. Spider crabs decorate themselves by putting live seaweed and sponges on their shells. Sharks and other hunters can't see a spider crab as well when it's wearing this disguise. Isn't that fascinating? See how he has a pincher here? And then he puts the seaweed on his shell. So creative. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. What on earth? What on earth is that? The razor tooth. Does he have razor teeth? Yeah. Slime encrusted. Does he have slime on him? Do you see the slime? Bone muncher. The razor tooth slime encrusted bone muncher. The razor tooth slime encrusted bone munchers are terrible, disgusting creatures. They kill anything, and then they sing and dance around their unfortunate victims. The way they kill things is truly horrifying. When you're not looking, they creep up behind you. Then they drip slime all over you until, well, you know. It's a good thing nothing like the razor tooth slime encrusted bone muncher exists. That was made up. In fact, no animal exists just to scare, hunt, scare, hurt, or disgust us. It's not why they're here. To live in this world, each creature needs to find food and defend itself. That makes sense. It needs to have a home and find its way around. Understanding how an animal does these things helps us learn how very special each creature is. For no matter how scary it seems to us at first, each creature depends on its own special claws, tentacles, stingers, teeth, scales, size, and habits to survive. Do they scare you? Now that you know there's no reason to be scared, you shouldn't be. So here is where all these creatures might be found. This is Africa and Asia and Europe. And then over here are the Americas. Whoa, I'm looking at it upside down. Sorry, no. This is the Americas. I'm looking at it backwards. Yes, that's right. There's Florida, right? And Texas and Mexico and South America. Then we have Asia and Africa and Europe and Australia. So do they scare you? Creepy creatures? I hope not.